Now, here's the position I'm in. Here's 10,000 whites now coming
Here's
to
the
kill
position
me.
I'm in.
Now, here's the position I'm in. Here's 10,000 whites coming to kill me. And in those 10,000, or let's say here's 10,000 rattlesnakes coming to bite me. And in those 10,000, there was 1,000 that didn't mean no harm. And I knew there was a good 1,000 snakes out there, but they all look alike. Now, what should I do? Should I keep the door open and let the 10,000 in, hoping that the 1,000 will unite and save me and one bite or kill me? Or should I just be safe and shut the door? So we have white people say, I mean, right. I have a black husband. Oh, my children are black. I love everybody. I really believe you. But I'm sorry, man, there's 10 more thousand behind you that don't feel that way. I'm just sorry, but what am I going to do?
Knowledge of self. The black people don't have no knowledge of themselves. We have been made just like white people mentally. And white people have made us so much like them until it's hard to teach them anything about themselves. It's hard to teach them to unite and marry and be with their own because they're now like white people. Black people are now like white people. That is so brainwashed. So we have to re-brainwash them now and teach them more about themselves and their own history, their own names, their own language, to respect and protect their own women, do something for themselves, and quit always begging white people for things they should do for themselves.
Negroes who talk about that they're individuals and that they're doing their own things. Isn't that interesting? We talk about individualism, right? That means that we're supposed to be uniquely different. If we're so uniquely different, why do we buy millions and millions of 3-liter bottles of Pepsi Cola? Why do we buy millions of pairs of Timberland shoes? Where are all these individuals who are supposed to have such different tastes and choice? Why do we buy millions and millions of the same types of clothes, the same type of food, the same type of entertainment, the same type of music? What are we talking about? Who are these individuals who have such separate choices that they end up buying over and over again the same product, millions upon millions of the same product, saying they're doing their own thing, and I'm an individual that expresses my own taste? You must be joking. You're no individuals. There's no such thing as individualism. It's a joke that the white man runs on you. You say these other people are individuals? Well, tell me this. Why is it that 180 million white individuals decide that they won't spend a nickel with you? If they are so free, and if they are so different, and if they are so unique, and if they do all their things, and if they, then why is it a good chunk of them don't spend money with black people? Where is this individual choice? Where is this individual choice when 7 or 8 million Asians will walk 10 miles around not to put a nickel in your hands, and yet they come and sell you everything they got? Where is this individualism, ladies and gentlemen? Where is this individualism in Detroit when Arabs can own the infrastructure of that city and Negroes spend money after money with them and they not spend a dime and they treat them like dogs? But we are individuals. We are doing our own thing. We are not a monolithic race. I believe in diversity. You're the only one that believes in it too. One of the things that we must debunk
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Now, I will say, today I'm not going to be here long. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be on here too late. So I wasn't even going to do this one, but I did come across some important things that I think is important to put out there, and no matter what you think, what I'm saying, like, I think that we should be informed and, in a position to where we could protect ourselves, and I don't want to just keep making stories, about like how young brothers is being, held down and shot by the police at 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm ready to start talking about like that not happening no more, like at the end of the day. But I do understand that it's going to take time to get to that point. But in the meantime, we do have to learn how to protect ourselves, and that's on an individual level and as a collective, because it's easier for us to understand on an individual level. So it's just a couple of serious things I want to show, and I'm not gonna be long, because it's other things. What's going on, my Jermaine? Yeah, appreciate you coming through. But so I wanted to put it out there for you to let your people know, and then the rest of it, I'm gonna be honest with you, is like it's not as serious. You know how I be doing it. I have to give y'all a dose of what it is because I've just been watching and listening to like so many black men and black people as a whole, and then the stuff that we be saying is just crazy. So I feel like somebody got to say something or somebody got to do something. So like I said, man, but first, before I even do any of that, I do have to put some real information out there, you know what I'm saying? Or at least talk about something a little bit more serious before I start getting into all of that other stuff, So I want you to check this out though, right? Now I was just watching stuff and I want you to see what happened to these young ladies, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm talking about, protecting ourselves and like, being aware of what's out there and, warning other people to be aware of what's out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I think this is something that, and maybe I should have did it later because I think that this is something important. But I wanted to do the important stuff, first. So check out, what happened to them, and they was, drugged and by potential kidnappers, and luckily, like it didn't happen. But check this out, man.
Doing? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What happened?
I said there was a piece of blue tape on my car.
Where was y'all at?
Maurice's in Linwood, Abner.
What is that?
It's a breakfast spot in Linwood.
It's a coffee shop right in Central Square, sir.
And then
And where was the tape at?
on my back window. So I touched it, and it touched her hand, and now she was driving, and I started feeling it. Like my tongue was numb, my heart beating real fast. I couldn't. My hands were shaking. She can't breathe. How are you feeling? She can't breathe.
Now understand, somebody put a piece of tape or something on their window, and naturally they'll move it off, and they do different things. Like they'll put some on your car. That's just like some of the tactics, especially our younger sisters, or if you got young people in your family just learning how to drive and all of that stuff, or any of us, we might want to be aware of like some of the things that's like could potentially be dangerous, because you never know, especially if somebody put a piece of blue tape on your car, it could be something on it. And, so I want to play what she was saying.
She was driving, and I started feeling it. Like my tongue was numb, my heart beating real fast. I couldn't. My hands were shaking. She can't breathe. How are you feeling? She can't breathe. She was shaking.
You looked at 1,000 videos not to touch nothing on your car.
I know. I don't want to hear that right now.
I understand
I really
that.
Don't. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking, but I know, and I know something was on that tape. I know it was, because I ain't never have I felt like this ever in my life. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy at all. I ain't never go through nothing like this in my life.
How are you feeling right now? Like what's going on?
I feel a little. She said my blood pressure is high, my heart beating too fast.
Who are you, sir? I'm Flora.
I'm her family member. Both
Okay.
of their family members.
Okay. So I think right now it's a little bit of anxiety is kicking in because of like what you said, don't touch the tape. And honestly, I had something like this happen on my own vehicle about 3 weeks ago, and it will trigger
What
you.
is going on in this world?
So,
What the hell
you
is
know,
going on in this
They
world?
see me, I'm a lady, but they see these nice young
Yeah,
girls.
what's up, bro? Thank you for coming through, And Raw, I wanted to show something serious first, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that you got younger, especially younger women in your family, you know what I'm saying? These kind of things, somebody who just started driving, you want to tell them to be aware of their surroundings, because they could be putting drugs or anything on these things. I've seen some videos about like some drugs that they could just sprinkle on it and just get to you and and knocks you out, you know what I'm saying, for potential kidnappers, and we do have a lot of young women and young people going missing like all the time, you know what I'm saying? So you want to be aware out here, because we don't want it to hit home.
Okay, so I think right now it's a little bit of anxiety is kicking in because of like what you said, don't touch the tape. And honestly, I had something like this happen on my own vehicle about 3 weeks ago, and it will trigger
What
you.
is going on in this world?
So,
What the hell
you
is
know,
going on in this
They
world?
see me, I'm a lady, but they see these nice young girls, they
And
see
I
this
keep
new
explaining
car.
that to them.
Yeah, and I know better, and I pulled it off my car with my own bare hands. Luckily, I didn't have a reaction. I was like, "What the heck's this? You ain't tagging this old lady."
Yeah, ain't nobody trying to kidnap you, lady,
Pulled it off my car.
or white chick.
Oh, I know what's going
Yeah.
on. I know.
Yeah.
know.
So,
She suggested I go to the hospital. I don't want to go to the hospital.
both their lungs are cleared, but if they're feeling weird, we can take them, have them checked out, or unless you want to take them, they can park the car, come back and get it. You know,
What do you
it's up
want
to
to
the
do?
girls.
Can you stand up? Are you dizzy? Like, what's going on with you?
My mouth
You
is so
can't stand
dry.
up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't feel your legs, but then she has to go to the hospital.
Okay.
Let's go.
We can just take them right
Look
down
at
here
her.
to Summers
Look
Point.
at her.
Y'all both touched it with your hands.
She touched it with her sweater and it fell off her sweater and landed on her palm of her hand. No, the tip of my hand. The tip of your hand?
Yeah, I mean, at least the basics, raw, because I understand how, like, when it comes to as a whole, we like get selfish. We be individuals, but even individually, we don't want this to happen to our daughters, our sons, even, you know what I'm saying? Or, and it's already crazy out here, and there's a lot of people getting kidnapped, but they use different kind of methods, you know what I'm saying? And this is also why we be telling you to be prepared no matter where you are, you know what I'm saying, to be able to defend yourself or whatever you got to do to come home, and it'll be a lot easier as a collective, but you know what I'm saying, we got to start with the basics, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, she was driving and she was saying she like feeling dizzy and all that stuff. Now, luckily, the sister did what she had to do, and you know what I'm saying, her family member was able to show up, you know what I'm saying. But some people are not as lucky, you know what I mean? So
Landed on her palm of her hand. No, the tip of my hand. The tip of your hand?
This is crazy.
Did you
This
guys
world
drop
is
the piece of
freaking-
tape on the ground? Did you throw it in the trash?
It's on the ground. It's on the
It's on the
ground.
ground. And what
Yeah,
park
let's
did,
find that.
where did you park at by baristas? Was it the front, the side, the back? Was it by the clothing
It was
store?
in the front. I can't even.
Was it by the handicap spot right there?
And you know there
No.
got to be cameras there. If that's a store
And-
there, let's go find that. Let's go
They
find that.
probably obviously.
Yeah, but if there's
I
cameras, they
know
got to
that.
see somebody that put it on that vehicle.
Yeah.
Let's make sure they're taken care of first, and we'll
Fine,
deal with the
that'll
other
work.
stuff.
That'll, you guys handle that.
right, so you see that, and that's how quick it can go from, like, you know what I'm saying, everything is all good, because we got to understand, and of course they're going to kidnap especially young black sisters, you know what I'm saying, like, let's be real, like, we know the truth, you know what I'm saying, and the whole thing for the body, all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying, but sex trafficking, all of that, like that stuff could happen at any time, you know what I'm saying, so like I warn like the people like that I know, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, just watch out for that kind of stuff, and if you see it on your car, at least don't even touch it with your hands or nothing, and just better safe than sorry. It could be, you know what I'm saying, drugs on there. It could be anything, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, use the most safe methods possible, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we want to get home, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I think that's important to see, you know. And it could be any of us. That's the part we don't understand, because we usually they'll be like, I don't care, it ain't affecting me, until it does. And then we start saying, like, we gotta work together. Man. So this is another important thing here that I think that we need to really start paying attention to. Well, we know that it's a common thing, but this here is a sister, Olympic athlete, and she had a problem and with childbirth, you know what I'm saying? And we already know what happens when we talk about childbirth. And you know, I know Cassandra talks about the doulas and stuff like that, and trying to find more Black doulas, because I mean, one of the most important parts is making sure that we're born healthy, right? You know, or born in the most healthy way possible. And of course, like making sure that the mother, the woman survives, because, you know, that's the family. You know what I'm saying? But the lack of health care that we receive and all of this stuff, we already know that we in danger in a lot of areas. So I just wanted to play this, you know.
A medical examiner confirmed today Olympic gold medalist Tori Bowie died from childbirth complications. The track star was found dead in her Florida home last month. She was 32. Bowie won silver in the
32 years old, you know what I'm saying?
The 100 and bronze in the 200 at the 2016 Rio Olympics. She then ran the anchor leg on the 4x100 team to take gold. And a year later, she won the 100 meters at the 2017 World Championships in London and helped the 4x100 team to gold. The medical examiner says Bowie was 8 months pregnant and might have gone into respiratory distress and eclampsia. This is a condition related to preeclampsia that causes seizures during pregnancy. Only 3% of people are affected by both. A survey for the March of Dimes finds only 42% of people are really familiar with preeclampsia.
Blood pressure will start to rise.
Yo, my brother Bobby, what up, my brother?
Dizziness, blurred vision is very common, nausea and vomiting, abdominal pain, and then a lot of swelling.
Ended up vomiting controllably, couldn't stand, severe swelling in my feet and ankles. I called him back again. He said, you probably should go to the nearest ER.
The most important thing health experts are stressing is to talk to your doctor about any symptoms. Nothing they say is too small. Having those conversations can help catch any complications early and make sure that mom and baby have the best experience possible. Now, one group has seen and experienced.
Right. So, you know, this sister was 32 years old, you know what I'm saying? Olympic athlete. And even she had complications, you know, with childbirth. And again, you know, we talk about the medical stuff and all of that stuff, because that's one of the most important things, especially to point, you know, the younger generation into, because first and foremost, we got to make sure we come into the world in the best possible condition. You know what I'm saying? But we also, you know, we got to solve the medical issues, because this is one of the things that should make us the most mad, you know, that our health and, you know, our wellness, and especially how it is for like pregnant Black women, you know.
Experience possible. Now, one group has seen and experienced disparities in medical care with minorities. Elsie Preston.
Yo, by the way, Bobby, I wanted to tell you the last time before we got off, but yo, I do want to holler at you, my brother. I ain't want to bother you though, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad everything good, my brother.
Has more on a service that provides Black women with a doula to guide them through the birthing process.
Breathe in, 2, 3.
Carrie Bernuns is counting down to when she and her partner Jeremy welcome their first child, a baby boy. The healthy, expectant mother feared she would have to deliver at just 24 weeks. After having some early contractions, she says doctors misdiagnosed her with an open cervix.
That was just like unnecessary, and it was just hard.
Bernuns, who felt her concerns over medications she was prescribed were being ignored, switched doctors and got a doula through Frontline Doulas, a community program that provides free access to care for Black mothers in Los Angeles.
I also wanted a Black woman too. I wanted someone that can understand me, understand what I was going through, understand my body.
According to the CDC, Black women in the U.S. are nearly 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy complications than white women. Contributing factors include health inequities, mistreatment, and underlying chronic conditions. Doula Felicia Francis Edwards fights to improve those outcomes by advocating for families and providing physical, emotional, and informational support.
If I could tell you how many times women who signed up for the program said to me the reason they wanted to do the program because they thought they were going to die.
According to studies, mothers who use doulas are less likely to require a C-section or use pain medication, and their babies are less likely to have a low birth weight.
And again, this is something that Cassandra is looking for with her program, to partner with more people like this, because obviously we see the effects of having Black doctors increases our health benefits and, all of the above. It increases the likelihood we will get taken care of better. We have healthier childbirths, by ratio the more we go to Black doctors, and this is something that we can solve in a generation,
But doula services can cost upwards of $5,000, and most aren't covered by insurance.
How do you think you would feel if you did not have your doula?
I don't want to think about that. I probably would feel a bit more lost for sure.
Bernun says now that she's found her doula, she's ready for delivery.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Black women used to do this for like centuries? Whether like another woman is there helping her, especially through childbirth. Like, haven't we been doing it that way for like centuries? But now we make it so we don't have enough, pieces of paper of people that would have lynched us. We call it money, to get the same kind of healthcare that we have done together for like centuries and millennia or however long that you say we've been here.
Black women also face health disparities with other conditions. Breast cancer, for example, is the leading cause of cancer death for Black women, who are 41% more likely to die than white women. The aggressive triple-negative breast cancer is more common in women under 40 who are Black or who have the BRCA1.
Yeah, I was gonna say midwives, Bobby, but I ain't want to be wrong.
Mutation. The cancers are more likely to come back after treatment and have a poorer outlook than other breast cancers.
Even during slavery, like Black women had midwives, because it wasn't necessary. But now you see how in a war, like the war is like no casualties. You attack the family, our children, you gain control of that. And you poison them from birth, even the way that they are born, right? It's something we practiced during slavery, where we had midwives and stuff like this, But now that, I guess they don't want it to be a healthy baby anymore, They make it hard for us, and this is why we are all we got, Now, on the individual level, this will be hard to like master or conquer, because obviously we in a system and environment that is designed to be working this way. I get that we try to fix it and all that, but it's designed for this to happen. So you got to design for something to reverse that.
My mom passed away from breast cancer when I was 5 years old. I always had a feeling that either me or my sisters, one of us would end up with it, and it ended up being me.
New research, though, has found adding immunotherapy to chemotherapy.
See, this is like diseases apparently that's not even natural. And the food that's in the stores that we eat, like everybody's getting poisoned by the foods and stuff, because it's not, they make it more for, whatever reason. Even if they want to say profit or for control, whatever side of the fence you want to, the food is designed to get you sick. You're slowly poisoning yourself, especially if you're not growing your own stuff. And hey, like I said, we might need to take it back to, going back to learning how to slaughter a pig or cut a chicken's head off, you know what I'm saying, for multiple reasons, but it's the foods that we're eating. It doesn't go with our bodies. Even the medicine. I know people think that we are the same, you know what I'm saying, and human is human, but medicines affect you differently. You know what I'm saying? They need different things for their body, like it works differently. So like it's some things that's like it may be like work better for you. Some things may hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So that's even another part of them going to somebody else to diagnose you. Let's forget, like, matter of fact, let's act like they care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what evidence we have of that, but let's act like they care. It's difficult because like sometimes some medicines, it will affect your body differently. I understand we act like there's no difference between people, but it really is. And a lot of this health stuff is a societal thing, because we don't belong. We in this place where we don't belong. Like, I showed the video of the white girl talking about she 30 something but look 80 something. She's in a place where she doesn't belong. And we are dealing with people we shouldn't probably be dealing with. And how do I know the results? You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't be expecting to have cancer because her mom and her grandmom and then the generation before that
with it. And
yo, what up, Sankar?
Ended up being me.
New research, though, has found adding immunotherapy to chemotherapy treatments help get a better outcome. Early detection, though, they say, is key.
Sometimes you won't feel it. Go and get your mammograms.
Go and do it. Access and mistrust are some driving factors keeping Black Americans from quality health care. Some medical providers, though, are finding some unique ways to reach out.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it there. You know what I'm saying? So RIP to this sister here who was an Olympic athlete, you know what I'm saying? And you see, even she was an Olympic athlete. But of course you see what happened to her. Let this lady say what she's gonna say.
First heard about the story, my first reaction was not again.
Representative Ruth Richardson is the chair of the Black Maternal Health Caucus here in Minnesota.
It has been a problem for decades and, in fact, centuries.
Roughly factors.
And one of the reasons that there has been a light shown on this issue is because when you have people like Tori Boy and you have people like Serena Williams who almost died of a pregnancy.
Now here you have Serena Williams, you know what I'm saying, who's an athlete, you know what I'm saying, she's an athlete, you know what I'm saying, she has a rich person too who has the same complications and almost dies, you know what I'm saying. First of all, you in the wrong healthcare system until you like understand all of that. That's a whole nother thing. But and even in Serena's case, maybe because she had other energy in her. But anyway, these are important issues, that we have faced for centuries, because we understand, we aren't going to get good healthcare until we have healthcare for ourselves, But as an individual, it'll be tough to do that when you trust other people. But guess what? Because like we see with even the people that we know, the doctors, they'll misdiagnose you. They don't tell you the truth. They get you to be repeat customers. They don't care. They don't take care of you. They misdiagnose you, right? And sometimes they won't even give you your medicine that you're supposed to have because they feel like we can't feel pain or something. You know what I'm saying? So let me play this one because this is something positive. This is a surgeon who said she wants to she's writing a book to try to get more younger Black girls and to be doctors. But I'm saying Black children, boys, girls, you know what I'm saying? All of these things are important professions, and not just like basketball and football and all of that stuff, which will collapse if we just stop watching it, right? So the next time the shyster do something to one of the players, you know what I'm saying, we just got nobody to blame but ourselves.
7% of doctors in the country are Black. the percentage of women is even smaller. Black Girls in White Coats is a new book that is out. It empowers women to embark on the medical field. We have Dr. Jovita Ugochi Orawari, a breast surgeon at SSM Health DePaul Hospital, joining us live with a sneak peek at what you can expect to see between the pages of this book. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So first off, tell me why you were inspired to write this book, to inspire other women.
Oh, for real, she from Mississippi. Oh, damn. That's crazy, yo. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I had great role models growing up in my parents' family who, led me to the path of medicine. And for me, it was easy. For my daughter, it was easy because she had me, she had her dad. But I realized for so many young people out there who don't have role models in their family, there's really not that guidance or even that knowledge that this is something that they could do.
Okay.
So this book was inspired by that, by trying to help the next generation of girls.
Okay, so this is a collection of stories. Tell me how you went about choosing the stories that you would share and kind of what these stories entail.
Sure. I wanted to bring the stories from different African-American women who were in practice, who I know had been through the struggle of going through medical school, residency training, etc.
On the she was on the track team, Bobby, in Southern Mississippi. That's crazy, yeah. Yeah, that's and she just like, she was she won, you know what I'm saying? She was nice, which is just crazy, you know what I'm saying?
So it ranges from orthopedic surgeons to urologists to internists, pediatricians, etc. And how I chose them, some of them are friends of mine.
Okay.
And some of them are women that I've met through our circle of social media alliances, Facebook, Instagram, etc.
Okay.
And what was the last part of your question?
Yeah, what kind of stories are they giving? They talk about their struggles, or they're talking about the process, and
They are. They're talking about their struggles, obstacles, the ups and downs of going through medical training, how they got here, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly, if you will, and just really trying to inspire, trying to let girls and boys know that this is a possibility.
Okay.
It's not out of their reach.
Gotcha. And it is very important for Black women and Black people in general to be represented in the medical field, as we discuss healthcare disparities and things like that. So
absolutely,
definitely want to inspire people to join this field.
We do.
How can we buy the book?
You can get the book off Amazon.
Okay.
That's probably the best way right now to get it.
All right.
Yes.
So what do we just type it in and we can just buy it on
Right. So, that's a good thing, and that's something that just happened, you know what I'm saying? So it's important, like just as far as like being in the medical field, I know that a lot of children be like, I don't like science, I don't like math, all of these things at such a young age that you haven't even really gotten into the field yet, you know what I'm saying? And also, even though I don't think you should force your child to do something, but as architects, they used to study that stuff since they was children, and then by the time they get to adulthood, they are master whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these skills is important. We need to know how to build houses. You know what I'm saying? How to build weapons, tools. Like blacksmith and stuff like that. Right? How to farm, and of course, how to heal each other, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been doing this for a long time. And then the minute that we give our health over to other people, and of course, being careful of what we eat, but the minute that we turn all of that stuff over, we see a lot more weight in our community, you know what I'm saying? Black people used to be super skinny back in the day, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of disease, you know what I'm saying, diabetes, almost all of my aunts have diabetes, you know what I'm saying? They used to have to prick themselves. I know they got more modern technology, you know what I'm saying? But without insurance, instantly like $1,000 a vial. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So that's why I'm saying all of this kind of stuff is important that we yo, what's going on, Bakari? What's going on, Cassandra? So yeah, Cassandra, I was showing I'm not gonna play this video again, but they was talking about doulas and stuff like this, and the sister was talking about being a doula because this Olympic track athlete, you know what I'm saying, she died in childbirth at the age of 32, you know what I'm saying? And what up, highly favorite? And y'all straight came at the other part, but yeah, Bobby said yeah, medical apartheid, yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Medical Apartheid is a good book to go get. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to promote the sister. I don't know her or like anything like that, but just from the looks of it, that's kind of stuff that we need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Because this sister, passed away. So you know what I'm saying. And now we was talking about the doulas, the midwives, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And how we used to do this for like thousands of years, and now that we lost control, you know what I'm saying? See, I'll play this because I know Cassandra talks about this,
To studies, mothers who use doulas are less likely to require a C-section or use pain medication, and their babies are less likely to have a low birth weight. But doula services can cost upwards of $5,000, and most aren't covered by insurance.
How do you think you would feel if you did not have your doula?
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, so yeah, I wanted to play that because it could be expensive, but all of that stuff works, and I know Cassandra tries her best to like reach out and do things to like make it happen. So but these is important things because we see like even with childbirth, like they affect us from the womb to whatever age that we live. And this is why we talk about our health and stuff like this. And the cancer, that stuff don't belong in our body. We eating terrible food, like Raw tell you, the foods that we eat is terrible. And even at my age, I feel like, well, I'm invincible right now. I'll be all right, but it's gonna come back on me, if we don't do the right things. And even the stuff that we buy, we understand what they do to make profit, and the stuff that they will also put in their food, and it's just not good for us. Like sugar, you know what I'm saying? Like sugar is something terrible, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even talking about like the spooked out stuff that they put on it, like that people be like, oh well, they're gonna put the all of this other stuff in it, but hell, sugar is terrible and it kills us, you know what I'm saying? Like McDonald's hamburgers, like even the hamburgers we buy at the stores, the best we could do is the food stores, grocery stores. But I mean, that's in sight of us not, and like I said, it's a collective effort because we got farmers, you know what I'm saying? Or we need more farmers. Got black men who work in the seas, who do the fishing, you know what I'm saying? We used to be in these fields, you know what I'm saying? All of these fields, and not controlling what you eat and not controlling all of this stuff is going to lead to these kind of problems, you know what I'm saying? And y'all came in when I was about to go left, you know what I'm saying? So before I do that, these are the important things that I wanted to play, you know what I'm saying? And I know most of y'all missed this video here, and I wanted to play it one more time for y'all who just came in, you know what I'm saying, before I get into something crazy, because I want you to understand about protecting yourself and like being around in your community, you know what I'm saying? And as we all have young black women in our family, we don't want nothing to happen. And these young sisters, you know what I'm saying, they was like somebody put a piece of tape on their car and it probably had some kind of drug on it, and I've seen documentaries and all of this kind of stuff about where you could just put a drug on it, it'll knock you out. And these sisters was like they was feeling effects, and it's different things that kidnappers do. They might put some on the on your windshield, so like you get out and pull it out, and then they come attack. And it's about being aware of your surroundings. So I'm gonna play this video for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you saw this, Cassandra? Yeah, I wanted to put it out there because I think that we need to be understanding about protection, you know what I'm saying? Protecting ourselves, even on an individual level.
How you doing? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What happened?
I said there was a piece of blue tape on my car.
Where was y'all at?
Maurice's in Linwood, Abner.
What is that?
It's a breakfast spot in Linwood.
It's a coffee shop. right in Central Square, sir.
And then
And where was the tape at?
on my back window. And so I touched it, and it touched her hand, and now she was driving, and I started feeling it. Like my tongue was numb, my heart beating real fast. I couldn't, my hands were shaking. She can't breathe. How are you feeling? She can't breathe. She was shaking.
You looked at 1,000 videos not to touch nothing on your car.
I know. I don't want to hear that right now.
I understand
really
that.
Don't. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking, but I know, and I know something was on that tape. I know it was, because I ain't never have I felt like this ever in my life. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy at all. I ain't never go through nothing like this in my life.
How are you feeling right now? Like, what's
I
going
feel a
on?
little. She said my blood pressure is high, my heart beating too fast.
Who are you, sir? I'm Flora.
I'm her family member.
Okay.
Both of their family members.
Okay, so I think right now it's a little bit of anxiety is kicking in because of like what you said, don't touch the tape. And honestly, I had something like this happen on my own vehicle about 3 weeks ago, and it will trigger you.
No, I don't mean to say this right here because this is serious, but I said it earlier too. But ain't nobody worrying about this fat old white bitch. You see how she had to put herself in the middle of it, and she like, oh yeah, they said it too. No, like it's millions of black young people who are missing, especially young black girls. If you pay attention, I know there ain't no Amber, or ain't no Keisha or whatever derogatory name they call black women. You know what I'm saying? Shaquita alert. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get these kind of things, but there are millions, a lot of young black women who are missing. And I know that, I have, what I'm saying, young black women in my family that I don't want something to happen to. And I don't want to come down to the point where something happened to them and then I can't do nothing. And then I got to, cry and like beg for job. No, I'm like, yo, this is an issue that needs to be resolved right now. Right. Because we have so many missing, and the least that you can do is to prepare, what I'm saying, your daughters, your sons for what the world is, what I'm saying, so to make sure that they get home at night.
And honestly, I had something like this happen on my own vehicle about 3 weeks ago, and it will trigger you.
What is going on in this world?
So,
What the hell is going on in this world?
Me, I'm a lady, but they see these nice young girls, they
And
see
I
this
keep
new
explaining
car.
that to them.
Yeah, and I know better, and I pulled it off my car with my own bare hands. Luckily, I didn't have a reaction. I was like, "What the heck's this? You ain't tagging this old lady." I pulled it off my car.
And I'm certain you all know what's going
Yeah.
on. I know.
So,
She suggested I go to the hospital. I don't want to go to the hospital.
both their lungs are clear, but if they're feeling weird, we can take them, have them checked out, or unless you want to take them, they can park the car, come back and get it.
What do you
it's up
want
to
to
the
do?
girls.
Can you stand up? Are you dizzy? Like, what's going on with you?
My mouth
You
is so
can't
dry.
stand
I
up.
don't know.
Yeah.
You can't feel your legs, but then she has to go to the hospital.
Okay.
Let's go.
We can just take them right
Look
down
at
here
her.
to Summers
Look
Point.
at her.
Y'all both touched it with your hands.
She touched it with her sweater and it fell off her sweater and landed on her palm of her hand. No, the tip of my hand. The tip of your hand?
This is crazy.
Did you
This
guys
world
drop
is
the piece of
freaking-
tape on the ground? Did you throw it in the trash?
It's on the ground. It's on the
It's on the
ground.
And what
Yeah,
park
let's find that.
Where did you park at by baristas? Was it the front, the side, the back? Was it by the clothing
It was
store?
in the front. I can't even.
Was it by the handicap spot right there?
And you know there got to be cameras there if that's a store
And-
there. Let's go find that. Let's go
They
find that.
probably obviously.
Yeah, but if there's cameras,
I
they
know
got to
that.
see somebody that put it on that vehicle.
Yeah.
Let's make sure they're taken care of first, and we'll
Fine,
deal with the
that'll
other
work.
stuff.
That'll, you guys handle that.
Yeah, so man, I wanted to play, what I'm saying, I wanted to play that to put that out there for people, what I'm saying, to understand, to know how to protect yourself in the world, and you better be aware of what's around you. And also with the sister, RP to that sister, what I'm saying, like Bobby said, he remember watching her at the University of Southern Mississippi. Tori Bowie, down in Mississippi, you know what I'm saying? So RP to that sister, and just several issues and several things that I think that we need to address, And if people is out there doing it, then support them, because there are people out there doing it. And hopefully, we can start to work together as a collective and not on some individual stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna be real with y'all. That was the productive part of it. This part may not be as productive, and I understand if people leave, but I gotta say, I want to say what I want to say, because I understand that it pisses a lot of people off, and I hear a lot of, especially black men, but black people saying so much weak stuff about other black people, and we get into all of this nonsense. So I always show, what I'm saying, y'all weekly detox of stuff, what I'm saying. So I understand, but this part, is not as serious as the first part. I had to do something that's important, because those are things that we would have, that I think that I need to address, what I'm saying. So, but this part, not so much, what I'm saying. So it's all good. All right. And one thing I was talking about, like, during the um Black History thing, is this issue with mulatto, because it seriously pisses me off when black people say people of color, and we talk about, oh, how can allies, that's how, like, yo, it just like shows how sick and disgusted, how sick we are, you know what I'm saying. And it's disgusting, right, to me. And it does piss me off. This is why I show so much stuff about, like, what other people do. But y'all forgive me for this part, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good, right? So I'm gonna start it off with, what I'm saying, even with the mulatto thing. Check out, well, listen, look at this mulatto boy first.
Bro, I'm sick of you dumbasses commenting on my shit. Bro, he looks like a black person and a white person mixed. You dumb bitch! That's what it's almost as if that's what I am. You stupid ass bitch. Y'all.
Yo, now somebody was like, yo, this dude is like the prototype for like what they thought a mixed person would be, or mulatto would be. He like the prototype. One dude said, yo, if black people made video games, that would be the white characters in the video game, you know what I'm saying? But let me see. I'll let the sister say
shit in the little cup thing, but didn't shake it. That's how it looks like.
All right, it's irrelevant, but I showed you this, but I wanted to show you what this mulatto girl, cause I know y'all get mad at me for talking about this, but I really think that one problem that's gonna be in the next generation is those Blasian mulattoes who take advantage and stuff like that, and gonna be in a position to screw us, especially with us wanting to unite with all these other white groups, you know what I'm saying? Want us to be aware of what's to come, you feel me? But this is her story here.
This part of my story, I'm going to fill you in. I was given up for adoption when I was 6 months old by a Caucasian woman. And yeah, she was dating black men. And they found out about it and they were all too unhappy. When I was adopted, I was given this whole story about how my mother struggled with, and this is my biological mother, struggled with giving me up for adoption and really, just contemplated keeping me. And my entire life, I held on to that story. Well, come to find out, she did not contemplate keeping me. As a matter of fact, they waited 6 months to see if I darkened up. And apparently my very African American features came, shining through, and they were not able to keep me. So I relate so much to this story because let me tell you, there's one thing to be given up for adoption. And there's another thing to find out that one of the main reasons you were given up for adoption is because you were black. A year and I believe a day or so after I was born, she gave birth to another child, which was a boy. And she gave that child up for adoption as well, who was also half black. So let me tell you, especially the 70s and 80s are filled with adoptees, biracial adoptees, that, women went out and had relationships. I guess some of them maybe were in love, some of them weren't, but had relationships with Black men. But they weren't able to keep the baby. So not only did that child have to grow up with the understanding that they were adopted, but they also had to grow up with the knowledge that their identity was going to be a struggle. So they kind of were left hanging in that respect. So I identify with this woman's story. I identify with this woman's experience.
Right, because listen, and it's not like because people be thinking I be hating like mulatto people, but I'm trying to understand like the mindset that we have, right? Because the first part of war is being able to identify your enemy. You know what I'm saying? And it is very difficult, right, for you to like be sleeping with your enemy, and on top of that, like you fall in love with them and you want to be accepted and all of that stuff, but like it's a fetish. And then like, yo, these children are in a tough position to where, you know what I'm saying, they you know, nobody asks to be born, but you know, it is where you try to identify with a particular side and where you try to do all of these things. But what I'm saying is it's the response. I hold the parents even more responsible, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that goes for like Black men, Black women, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people use people use children in the war against us. They've always used children and destroyed our children, you know what I'm saying, as we see, right? And isn't I understand that I always do this because like y'all, I think that is the weakness, the white bitch is one of the great weaknesses that we've had for thousands of years, you know what I'm saying, the female host. I know we still have problems identifying our enemies. And this is why I'm like, yo, back to like the square one thing, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, it's not to get on them, you know what I'm saying? And in fact, I'll let this biracial chick tell you, because first of all, you can't act like one part of their identity don't exist. And I really think that we be leaving this door open so that we can make an excuse for a way for us to be able to get that kind of thing. And it really comes from acceptance. I think it's like one of the bases of the problem, because Black families, you know, like is the only way to build a Black neighborhood is to start with a Black family, you know, and we can't even agree that, you know what I'm saying, she said, well, my white mother gave me away because I was a Black child. How in the hell can we conceive the idea that a white bitch could give birth to a Black person? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like immediate stuff I'm talking about here. You know what I'm saying? It's complete differences, and then the people come out different.
If you're a Black woman and you feel this way, don't have children outside of your race. I am sick and tired of Black women having biracial children and not validating them as biracial. If you want Black children, have children with a Black man. You're having children with non-Black men, lying to them about their biracial identity, and that's what causes racial identity issues. If you are biracial and you're constantly shoving your Black identities down everyone's throat, you're an anti-Black bigot.
All right, she said if you constantly shoving your ideas, you're anti-Black.
Monoracial superiority, where mixed race people don't exist unless they adopt a monoracial identity. It also falls under racial conversion. I've talked about this before. I was friends with a Black girl that I did not know was so anti-mixed race, and members of her family sat me down.
Now, they're talking about anti-mixed race, you know what I'm saying? And listen, man, people love to be like, yo, Black people is anti this, anti that, you know what I'm saying? But listen.
Identity. It also falls under racial conversion. I've talked about this before. I was friends with a Black girl that I did not know was so anti-mixed race, and members of her family sat me down for what felt like 5 hours, interrogating me to racially identify as Black. He's talking the way that they talked. He's doing racial conversion on TikTok. His tactics are used against mixed race people all the time, in school, at work, in social settings, in roommate settings. any setting where the conversation is around race, to mixed race people what white supremacy is to black people.
Now she said,
people what white supremacy is to black, to be around people who don't think you exist as a mixed race person. It's the equivalent to mixed race people what white supremacy is to black people.
Now she said when you tell mixed race people that they're black, that's the equivalent to what white supremacy, quote unquote, white supremacy is to black people. Right? You know, I guess, you know, you're enslaving her by doing that and like, you know, taking away. But she's equating that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is from a biracial person, you know what I'm saying? A mulatto, right? And that's the term, that's the technical term that they come with. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, but you see who she's gonna have that energy for, you know what I'm saying? And just like the white girl who kept having sex with different black dudes and kept having mulatto children and putting them into the adoption agency. And people don't want to talk about that side of the game either, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that it was for like white women, but I'm saying the access to white women has exposed a lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that has done that. And there were, you know, a lot of biracial people who ended up in foster care and had terrible identities. Not only that, how they've been used throughout history. Like John Henry Clark was like, yo, I want to write a book about it, but I ain't got the energy for it, you know what I'm saying? But I do got the energy for it, you know what I'm saying? Because the role of the bastardized child in history has played one of the most significant roles, you know, because as black people, we don't get it. We don't get how all of this stuff works, you know what I'm saying? And how children are weaponized against us, you know?
This creator, Scorpiohosky, is biracial and pro-black. Her bio says Black Lives Matter, pro-black. She made a video defending biracial people taking up black roles in media.
Placing the blame on biracial people.
She's saying that biracial people should not be blamed for taking up black roles in media. Listen to this creator's response.
It is not biracial people.
Huh, interesting. So I didn't get the memo that I couldn't say no. If a white person approached me and said, hey, can you play a role designated for a more melanated black woman? And I'd rather use you because of your light skin ambiguity, it makes me more comfortable. I say no.
I'm biracial. I only audition if the role is for mixed race, racially ambiguous, unless it says all races. Otherwise,
What are you talking about? Doing live and let live. We just talk about a sister who's not living, or the young brother who's not living, or you know, none of the things that we control in our community. And I'm sorry, a Hawaiian girl, a Filipino girl, a Hispanic girl, you know what I'm saying? They cannot give birth to a black person. My mulatto brother, you know what I'm saying? And it's no disrespect. Like I said, I'm not blaming the children. It's the decisions that we make. And oftentimes why we make those decisions, because it's weakness. I was listening to some brothers defending a white girl. I don't even want to say her name because everybody keep talking about her. And I don't know why, because she's like nothing special, like regular plain Jane. And it's brothers on there defending themselves, making us look even weaker than we really are. No, and that's what I'm saying, you know, and this is why John Henry Clark wanted to write the book about the role of the mulatto and the role of the what do you say, the bastardized child. That was the name of the book. He was saying the bastardized child in history, because we was just talking about the Haitian Revolution and that live and let live stuff. And you know what happened? They was like, you know what, Germans, you know what, white bitches, you can stay on the island. And now you got white Haitians over there talking about how the black ones discriminating against them. What, are you kidding me? And they classified them as black. Like, and it's not to blame them, you know what I'm saying? It's to learn a lesson from history, because we do it way worse. You know what I'm saying? We haven't been doing stuff to make the Haitian Revolution happen. But if we ever did, damn sure don't want to go backwards making that dumb mistake no more.
Black erasure. How are you pro-black, but you are saying that biracial people are not at fault for taking up black roles in media? You made a video titled, "There is no such thing as the mixed race. Abolish black, white, biracial pride," but you said there's no such thing as the mixed race. You make another video, "No one wants biracial people to be ashamed of being biracial." Thought you said the mixed race doesn't exist.
My father is white and my mom is black, therefore I am biracial.
First you say there's no such thing as a mixed race, then you
Well, I mean, it's irrelevant, because it's between them two what they talking about. But it's just other things, because when they be like, well, this slave and they was actually, the mulatto children and how all of that stuff works, what I'm saying? It's not on the children, what I'm saying? I get that you feel some type of way, Dwayne, but I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming, what I'm saying, the one who still messes with the female host. And well, no matter which kind of female host it is, what I'm saying? Unfortunately for us, that does not work out in the right way, what I'm saying? And usually, you're going to side with the person. It ain't no divisive, anything. And that's the point. The fact that you would say now this is divisive. And this is one of the issues that we're going to keep running into. And I feel like it's going to be the Blasian in 20 years running this interference, what I'm saying, on our children. Even if like black people move back to Africa with all the resources, guess what? You still going to have to contend with here, there, going to have to contend with the Blasians, what I'm saying? And let's be real, we can't ignore two sides of whatever. It's not their fault, but you know what I'm saying? It's still, at the end of the day, is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I get why you feel offended by this, but it's just the truth, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it hasn't done the original black culture all that much great justice, have it? I'll go ask the oh yeah, wait, no, it's the mulattoes over there in Egypt now. Or I'll go down to no, wait, those the mulattoes down there now. I'll go to no, wait, it's the mulattoes over there too. Okay. So I'm gonna play this, right? Because we'll hear this from other people.
Disagree with the following statement. It is okay to be white. No, that's not okay.
I knew I was gonna get to somebody today, but like I said, it is what it is.
Disagree with the following statement. It is okay to be white. No, that's not okay. It's terrible to be white.
Interesting.
A lot of people that we would speak to today would call what you're saying racist. Yeah, I am racist. Are you serious? 100%.
And you guys are trying to tell me black people can't be racist. Yes, they.
And it's Dwayne and the First Rifleman conversation together.
Judging people based on the content of their character and not the color of their skin? No, you need the color of skin is very important.
I wonder why she thinks skin color is so important.
I have a black son. I don't want my son come home with no white woman. At all. He know better. Do you tell him that? Yeah.
But Jeffrey, black people cannot be racist. Yes, they say, hey, I don't want you bringing a white woman home. You cannot date white girls. That's not racism at all. But hey, she's unapologetic about it. She will stand by.
You know why he against it, of course. You know what I'm saying? But he's right. She's unapologetic
about it. She will stand behind her views. I can respect it.
Now I don't know if it's real or fake or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But I do. I have seen that before. So yeah, shouts out to her. But let me show you. You know what I'm saying? As you already know, because I see so much disrespect towards, black women. So we're going to talk about, these other groups of chicks out here, that other female hosts out here that give birth to these mulatto children.
Okay, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I think it's absolutely ridiculous, this whole racist agenda people are pushing. And it's only black people. They're more racist than anybody else. They're the only people that could say Black Lives Matter, support black-owned businesses only, black pride, black power. If a white person were to say support white-owned businesses only, oh, white pride, white power, white lives matter.
By the way, them as a collective, right? Not as individuals, them as a collective put together millions of dollars for a murderer, you know what I'm saying? And hundreds of thousands of dollars for that white bitch who was lying up there in New York, or wherever the hell they was at about that bike. They do put their resources together. That's the part that we're missing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's on all fronts, I'm sorry, but it's difficult to build a community when you keep trying to let everybody and anybody come into your community. You know what I'm saying? And it's no different from when you say people of color. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no disrespect to, like, if anybody, like the mulattoes have less group, of the black mulattoes, because it's black people that made these decisions. You know what I'm saying? But it's the weakness of brothers when I be hearing and talk about it, and black people. It's just a shame to me. You know what I'm saying? And we got to do better, because, like, our children are in danger. Like, no wonder we don't got nobody to protect them, because you know what I'm saying, we just saw that big black dudes couldn't even get that white girl out of his house. You know what I'm saying? And another big brother got shot down while he was in his house eating ice cream. You know what I'm saying? But brothers are down their own and pick up a white bitch, you know what I'm saying, and think that it's some kind of, like, you know what I'm saying, it's crazy.
Matter. We say all lives matter, including everybody, LGBT, Muslims, criminals, everybody. I've literally heard want to, but there's only one race of women out there that claim to be the blueprint, yet copy everything from every other race. They are bald-headed, want to steal hair from horses and Indians and glue it to their scalp and call themselves pretty while they're looking like some bald men, looking like they're LGBT men turned women, and they really want to claim that they're the prettiest and other girls are jealous of them. I don't even want a man that ever touched something like that. And I think we all know who I'm talking about. Okay.
So, she's doing it, but you heard her. She said black women stole her style, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And of course, more white girl stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna spare y'all. Because I know y'all don't want to. But we see a toxic culture that it contributes. You know what I'm saying? Then you have mixed children saying, "Forget about the past." You know what I'm saying? The past is the past. Like, saying the N word, but we can't say other words. You know what I'm saying? Like, protecting your culture is something that you might want to do as far as like protecting your children and all of that stuff. And this is why, because I want to get to the next step, you know what I'm saying? But first, we got to identify some of the issues and why we ain't protecting our culture so that we can make global moves, you know what I'm saying? So that we know what allies are, in fact, and not realize that a white girl smiling in your face is not a damn ally, you know what I'm saying? And even the offspring could, you know what I'm saying, potentially be used against you, you know what I'm saying? Just speaking as far as theoretical stuff about war, you know what I'm saying? And I know, because like y'all always say not all. So I'm going to show this one, right? Because this brother was tripping.
Oh, hey, come here, we can. Hey.
Right, she talking about some black woman stole her style. Black women copy other women. Yeah, right.
Hey.
Yeah, for real, Dwayne. Yeah, call them up. Who got tan themselves? Yeah. Well, they're albinoidism. And that's another part people don't want to recognize, because we was talking about the medical field. Understand this, you know what I'm saying? Like Dwayne might be like, yo, humans is humans, but that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like, they call it racist, but like different people, like medicines affect us differently. You know what I'm saying? They call it albinoidism. If you don't want to call it racism, it's albinoid. They need more vitamin D than you because they can't absorb it. You know what I'm saying? They need different kind of foods, you know what I'm saying? But that helps your body. And we talk about you're in somebody else's culture, wonder why we get diabetes and dying of young like our black women having cancer and dying in 50s and 60s and not living as long as they should. All of these things contribute to it, because we try to be like humans as humans and then not realizing like maybe we need to be in the lab studying our own bodies to what helps us the most, you know what I'm saying, what hurts us the most, you know what I'm saying, because like you could call it species or whatever. But watch this brother here, man.
Hey, come here, we can. Hey.
That's disgusting, yo.
All right. You have a good day.
I love you. Thank you for it. They feel really cool.
Thank you.
I love you. Thank you so much, man. This was I remember in my life
Mm-hmm.
so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
You may come in. You may come to my house later.
Oh.
You know where I live, right?
Yep, I know where you live.
Yeah, she raping this brother, right? I'm telling you, I would put money that white women have raped black men in this country more than the other way around. I think that's why we so scared of them. If we scared of they white bitches, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God. But like, yo, this brother's sitting there right now just getting raped and molested. Like, it's crazy.
You may come to my house later.
Oh.
You know where I live, right?
Yep, I know where you live.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. By the way, y'all, I think she like 32. According to that other white girl from yesterday, she might be like 32 years old.
No problem.
I love you so much.
No problem.
I love
Hope you
you
have a good
so
day.
much.
He's talking about, I hope you have a nice day. If you don't get that white bitch off of you, bro. Yo, look at my man here. And she like I said, man, she probably like 32, you know what I'm saying? She's probably what the OnlyFans model that killed that brother gonna look like in like 5 years, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have seen her mugshot.
You mean a lot to me, you know that.
Mean a lot to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yo, it took that dude like 30, like, I don't know how long that was, but he finally said, okay. Like, what are you doing, brother?
Okay.
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 Have a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My brother straight got molested on camera. Like, that is like real life sexual assault, though. Like, he literally just got sexual assaulted on camera. You know what I'm saying? And the fact is, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, he probably would have got lynched for it, you know what I'm saying? And hold on, y'all. Let me because yeah, back in the day, he probably would have got lynched for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause she lying, like, yo, if you don't come back, I'm gonna tell him that you did this and did that to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I know, like, we like to say that well, black women lie and all this stuff too. Like, I don't know what we think that we talking about, but you know. So hold on, let me because I want to play this, you know what I'm saying? This is something a little bit more serious, you know what I'm saying? So I had to bring it up because I messed up. So my bad. And then I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up after this. I just wanted to show y'all this, you know, because a while I'll be hard on that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to show this because, like I said, man, I could show a bunch of different things that should be making us mad, you know. But I'm like, yo, that stuff is not making us mad enough to do anything, you know. So maybe the kids will recognize, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. See, now this ain't gonna work. All right, my stuff freezing up now. Damn. All right, yeah, there you go. See, yeah, my thing was freezing up. My bad. So let me hopefully this play. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to see like, you know, some of the things that has happened that I don't think that we should forget about, you know.
I want you all to hear 8 out of thousands of reasons Black people were lynched, according to the Equal Justice Initiative's report of reported lynchings. John Stoner was lynched in Doss, Louisiana in 1909 for swinging the white man who killed his cow. Frank Dodd was lynched in...
Now count how many of these 8 was because some white bitch did something. He said annoying a white woman, you know what I'm saying?
DeWitt, Arkansas in 1916 for annoying a white woman. Ernest Green and Charlie Lang, both 14, were lynched in Shibuya, Mississippi in 1942 after a white girl said they were threatening. Oliver Moore was lynched in Edgecombe County, North Carolina in 1930 for frightening a white girl. Henry Patterson was lynched in Mobile, Florida in 1926 for asking a white woman for a drink of water.
For a drink of water.
Elizabeth Lawrence was lynched in Birmingham, Alabama.
This is women and men, you know what I'm saying? Men and the women, you know what I mean?
Of water. Elizabeth Lawrence was lynched in Birmingham, Alabama in 1933 for reprimanding white children who threw rocks at her. Jesse Thornton was lynched in Laverne, Alabama in 1940 for addressing a white police officer without the title Mr. A Black construction worker was lynched at Camp Blanding, Florida in 1941 for insisting that a white co-worker return his shovel.
All right, you know, I just wanted to play those couple videos, you know what I'm saying? But all right, this is the last one, then I'm going to show you some positive stuff.
Let's play the clip.
Then I'm going to show you some positive stuff after this.
I don't want any margaritas. I don't want any tacos. What I want is I want to be considered. Where are you from? How long you been here? Where you can just come shut my street down and don't tell me you're having a party or nothing?
This is my home, and I would love.
Where you from? This street ain't your home.
Yeah, it is.
Where you from?
I'm from here.
You're not from this street. I live in my great-grandmother's house. You a lie. Where you really from? Now you're running. You want to talk to me? Talk to me. Where you from?
I'm trying to hang out with you.
Where you from?
If you come hang out with me.
Where you from? Tell me that. You don't want to hang out with me. You don't want to answer to my.
I live here.
Where were you raised? You weren't raised here. I was raised there. I know you weren't raised here. Be real with me if you really want to hang with me. Where are you from?
Arkansas.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now we can begin a basis of communication.
That's
I don't know
cool.
where it'll go, but I'll calm down now.
I would like you to come.
But you didn't come like you wanted to be. See,
I came. I walked.
you came on a false premise. You're from here. I had to break you down from that.
I walked all the
But
way
you're really from Arkansas.
I walked all the way over here.
Why weren't we notified you were going to shut our street down? I pay more property tax than anybody
You
here.
don't even live right.
I can't get through here. It's a one-way, sweetie.
Then go around, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I know you're sentiment, bitch. So now we can get straight to it, ho. Let's get straight to it, ho.
I go around for your part.
Let's get straight to it, ho.
Stop the tape. Stop the tape.
Yeah, this is what y'all brothers be saying when I be talking saying white bitch. He couldn't take it. As soon as he started saying bitch and hoe, he was like, stop, I can't take it. I can't take hearing a white bitch being called the white bitch. Dwayne, yeah, that's the point. My brother, the only way to survive is to own your sense of power and control. Never let anyone violate your existence or tell you who is in your community. You know what I'm saying? Because when we say that you need two black, we understand how important the black man is to the household. We understand how important the black woman is to the household, right? You need two black parents to be a black child, and nobody can tell us, because as much as we keep letting our existence be infiltrated by everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because we will accept and adopt everybody, and it has not worked out because you ultimately always end up on the bottom, you know what I'm saying? And being able to just like determine your community is one of the first aspects to power. You know what I'm saying? To make your own rules and laws for your culture, for your society, right? And one of them is not letting these white bitches in, you know what I'm saying? Or it's not just white bitches, y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just make it clear. It's not just white bitches. I want y'all to see this, you know. It's non-black people. You need two black people, you know what I'm saying? It could be Hawaiian, it could be Chinese, it could be, you know what I'm saying, Filipino, whatever it may be. So yeah, you have to be able to control your own communities, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you hear, let me let y'all hear y'all Asian chick, you know, this Asian chick.
Flavor. Francisco, they're looking to pay reparations for black people. Should Americans pay for reparations?
Why is it just for black people?
I think it's to right the wrongs of like previous injustices such as slavery.
Is it a trial or a study?
No, I think it's just like a bill that's being proposed.
Oh, okay. There's other things in the world and in San Francisco that need to be addressed.
Do you think reparations would de-incentivize personal responsibility and hard work, or would it have positive effects?
I don't think it would have positive effects.
Flavor. Francisco, they're looking to pay reparations for black people. Should Americans pay for reparations?
Why is it just for black people?
I think it's to right the wrongs.
Right. So, you know, and not only that, guess who's out here trying to say, well, you know, we need to get, they're trying to get rid of, you know, they're blaming black people for affirmative action, even though white bitches benefit the most. And do you know why? Because we always say people of color, you know what I'm saying? All of these other groups, and we be like, yo, we the fathers of all of these other people. Well, maybe you need to stop being their fathers, you know what I'm saying? Like, now what if the Moors didn't go over there and get them out of the dark ages? Maybe you wouldn't have been at least to the last 700 years, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and what if you ain't met, maybe the Arabs wouldn't even exist, you know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't have had to worry about that. But, you know, maybe this is a lesson that we here for. We got trapped here until we learn our lesson, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it ain't nothing to mulatto children, because I believe that 20 years, the Blasians is going to be next, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to be a problem in the competition for what we need our people to be, because at the end of the day, that's what a competition is. And we can't win as individuals, you know what I'm saying? It's a collective mindset. It's a collective thing, you know what I'm saying? And how can we be a collective if everybody else is in on ours and benefiting us, and we out there helping everybody all the time? But then when it's time for be like, well, come and help us, well, the past is the past, you know what I'm saying? We need to let stuff go. You know what I'm saying? And that's some of the issues, right? You can't help no other community if you wanted them. And it's really a weakness. And I'm telling you, if you look up what the stuff that we actually saying, and if you go talk to people out there, they'll tell you that I'm racist. I'm sure because you'll probably hear people calling her racist and stuff like this. My mom called me racist, you know what I'm saying? But just because I tell the truth, you know what I'm saying? And I heard people on here saying I hate mulattoes. It ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? This is about us trying to build our family. You know what I'm saying? And the sister was like, yeah, I'm racist. You know what I'm saying? I wish that because I'll still be like, well, black people can't be racist. You know what I'm saying? But I think that she's right with the right mindset. You know what I'm saying? We should be. I don't think that's a bad thing. But when I think that when people saying that stuff, when they call me racist, is out of anti-blackness, because I ain't even say nothing racist yet. I mean, you don't even want to, like, yo, Raw, I can tell the truth to Raw, you know what I'm saying? Because she knows what should happen to the female host, you know what I'm saying? And we don't even pay attention when people use things for survival, like using your DNA for, you know, whatever, you know. I know people think that that's spooked out, but like, listen, they have done that and they will continue to do that. And that's a glaring weakness, I think, that we have, you know. Yeah, she got the anti-Asian hate crime bill, you know what I'm saying? But she talking about, oh, it's a waste of time for reparations for black people. There's other stuff in Chicago or wherever the hell.
Oh, okay. There's other things in the world and in San Francisco.
See, this y'all on pause, right? All right. And you know what, highly favored? I wouldn't even call you prejudice. You know why? Because prejudice is to prejudge. And after all of this time, we're not prejudging nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hell, we can't even figure out why we still saying it's 2023. I can't believe it's still happening. Right? I don't even think that it's prejudice. You know what I'm saying? This is being aware of your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? And you're in denial if you don't think that, you know what I'm saying, you are in a war for your children's mind and all of that. And that's why, even why I talk about that, even the basic things of loving yourself, you know what I'm saying, like having two black parents, you know what I'm saying, and loving the person that you see in the mirror, you know what I'm saying. Because when you look for outside validation, it leaves you vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? We are in a war for our children's mind all the way down, you know what I'm saying, from everything, you know what I'm saying, and instilling the right cultures and values into them to protect their culture. Because ultimately our goal is to be in a position to where we can be protected and have a society where we have our own, you know what I'm saying. So all the rest of this stuff is irrelevant. You feel me? But as individuals, you know what I'm saying, we fall victim to what they're doing. Right. And we can't even protect our children out here right now. So how can we protect other communities? You know what I'm saying? And you don't see those communities saying, well, stop this and stop that, you know what I'm saying, or standing up or anything. But, you know, I'll be here all day. But, you know, I know it'd be same in left field because I could talk about more serious stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I want us to have a change in the mindset that we have, you know what I'm saying? Because something has been keeping us from loving ourselves, you know what I'm saying? It can't be love for other people, but something has been keeping us from loving ourselves, you know? So I'm gonna end with these two things here, you know.
Oh my god. Nah, yo, she's back from 6 donuts, man.
Yeah, crazy, man. All right, I'll play. You know what? This gonna be I'll go out with this one, right? Because this sister had her scared to death.
We'll wait for the cops together. Because technically, I can play my music until 9 o'clock. Read your lease. Then go ahead and do it. Then don't have nobody knocking on my goddamn door. When your music is... I don't give a shit. You got music. It's not... Let me tell you something. Mind your business. Mind your business. Mind your business. I don't give a shit about Jody. She don't have nothing to do with this. I'm talking about you. I don't want to hear your music. I don't want to hear you. Don't have nobody knock on my goddamn door no more. Do you understand? Do you understand?
She was shut.
I'm gonna fuck you up on sight. You understand that? Tell the cops that. You knocked on my fucking door. Mike on my ass. You so goddamn bad. No, I'm not. Okay, well then don't have nobody knock on my fucking door no more.
And see,
you understand? I'll punch you right in your fucking face. Do you understand? Call Michael. Call Michael. Call him. Get on my ass. Get on my ass.
right, so you know, you see how shook that she was when she finally started turning up. And you want to hear something like that was supposed to be racist, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that you can, and this is why I tell brothers, you better like be in shape and like be able to hold your win and like, you know what I'm saying, do the things that you got to do, like even if it's walking around the block, but whatever it is, kind of exercises, because you want to be in shape. Because listen, in most cases, I think in a one-on-one fight, black women could probably beat up most white dudes, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that white bitches be having black men so damn scared, you know what I'm saying, it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you have that energy, you see that they're gonna be cowards, you know what I'm saying? How she was running behind. I don't know if that was her husband, if that was a dude or a chick or whatever was going on. It's hard to tell the difference. But, you know, it's okay to have that warrior energy, you know what I'm saying? When you protecting your own stuff, you know what I mean? But, you know, I appreciate y'all for listening, you know what I'm saying? And you know, definitely shout RIP to that sister from earlier, you know what I'm saying? And I had to do some more important things, like, you know, and also, man, keeping your head on the swivel, yeah, because, you know, like I showed with those young sisters earlier, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you run into some kind of thing, you know, just use caution, you know what I'm saying? As Consider would say, you know, get your your candy bars with extra peanuts, you know what I'm saying? And make sure that you are safe out here and that you returning home to your family. You know what I'm saying? And I get that, you know, some things that I talk about, it be pushing people's buttons, but that's your love for white bitches and people of color and your anti-blackness, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm just messing with you. But as individuals, you know what I'm saying, it's important to protect our families. And then as individuals, it's important to become strong. And then you start working as a collective. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple science. You know what I'm saying? It's just rocket science. That's all, you know. But I appreciate y'all for listening. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all subscribe to Consider channel. Consider, if you can, put your channel in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who got a link that I want to put in the chat, you can put it in the chat. Shouts out to my brother Bobby, right? He probably left because and my brother Bobby don't need that conversation. Instead, shouts out to St. Carl. Of course, shouts out to Raw. Raw knows the answer, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say put it in there, but you know what I'm saying? I like Raw's answer the most, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate all of y'all for listening. And I'm gonna let this be the last words here.
Knowledge of self. The black people don't have no knowledge of themselves. We have been made just like white people mentally. And white people have made us so much like them until it's hard to teach them anything about themselves. It's hard to teach them to unite and marry and be with their own because they're now like white people. Black people are now like white people. That is so brainwashed. We have to re-brainwash them now and teach them more about themselves and their own history, their own names, their own language, to respect and protect their own women, do something for themselves, and quit always begging white people for things they should do for themselves.
Now, here's the position I'm in. Here's 10,000 whites coming to kill me. And in those 10,000, or let's say here's 10,000 rattlesnakes coming to bite me. And in those 10,000, there was 1,000 that didn't mean no harm. And I knew there was a good 1,000 snakes out there, but they all look alike. Now, what should I do? Should I keep the door open and let the 10,000 in, hoping that the 1,000 will unite and save me and one bite or kill me? Or should I just be safe and shut the door? So we have white people say, I mean, right. I have a black husband. Oh, my children are black. I love everybody. I really believe you. But I'm sorry, man, there's 10 more thousand behind you that don't feel that way. I'm just sorry, but what am I going to do?
Negroes who talk about that they're individuals and that they're doing their own things. Isn't that interesting? We talk about individualism, right? That means that we're supposed to be uniquely different. If we're so uniquely different, why do we buy millions and millions of 3-liter bottles of Pepsi Cola? Why do we buy millions of pairs of Timberland shoes? Where are all these individuals who are supposed to have such different tastes and choice? Why do we buy millions and millions of the same types of clothes, the same type of food, the same type of entertainment, the same type of music. What are we talking about? Who are these individuals who have such separate choices that they end up buying over and over again the same product, millions upon millions of the same product, saying they're doing their own thing, and I'm an individual expressing my own taste. You must be joking. You're no individuals. There's no such thing as individualism. It's a joke that the white man runs on you. You say these other people are individuals? Well, tell me this. Why is it that 180 million white individuals decide that they won't spend a nickel with you? If they are so free, and if they are so different, and if they are so unique, and if they do all their things, and if they, then why is it a good chunk of them don't spend money with black people? Where is this individual choice? Where is this individual choice when 7 or 8 million Asians will walk 10 miles around not to put a nickel in your hands, and yet they come and sell you everything they got? Where is this individualism, ladies and gentlemen? Where is this individualism in Detroit when Arabs can own the infrastructure of that city and Negroes spend money after money with them and they not spend a dime and they treat them like dogs? But we are individuals. We are doing our own thing. We are not a monolithic race. I believe in diversity. You're the only one that believe in it too. One of the things.
Yo, what up, Viral Drip? Appreciate you coming through, my brother. Yeah, Raw, you know what I'm saying? They planting the coon chip into us at birth, one by one, and then let it go off. And yeah, man, we, like you said, man, and like Raw was saying, all over this planet, it's the same thing, right? It's the same song, right? All around the world, it's the same song. And only people who don't realize it is you, that you need to protect your culture. Like, and that's the basics. It's like kindergarten, like coloring book stuff about the protecting your culture, you know what I'm saying? And identifying who is in your group, yourself, and not letting other people identify you, you know what I'm saying? I have to prejudge them. I feel you. But I think that highly favored. I think that we working off of it ain't even prejudging no more. We know who they are now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've learned our lesson. That's the thing I say. We learned our lesson. So we're not even prejudging. We judging them correctly, I think. But yeah, man, like Ross saying, one by one, they are at our necks trying to do that. And every group is, until we learn that, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we are all we got. You know what I'm saying? And like Malcolm X said, I don't know my last name. My father, he didn't know his last name, So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If we keep not understanding what we are, you know what I'm saying, then it is what it is. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.